shine. So I'm proud of him. I'm not really upset. Even like it was
Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ron keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
so confident.
And you know, Terence Crawford continue to be great, continue to do you.
What happens when the greatest boxer of his era starts to feel time catching up with him, when the man who once controlled every weight class, every spotlight, and every payday suddenly faces doubt for Floyd Money Mayweather? That moment came live, when he lashed out at Terence Crawford, and said, "I am still better." The internet exploded, because this was not just some careless outburst, this was Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated champion, finally speaking out about the fighter many now call the new face of boxing, the same fighter who recently defeated Canelo Alvarez and shook the sport to its core. But to see why Floyd reacted so strongly, you have to look back. For years, Floyd Mayweather seemed impossible to beat. 50 victories, no defeats, a flawless record. He turned defense into a skill people admired, made huge earnings seem normal, and built a legacy that looked effortless.
You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that.
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Then Terence "Bud" Crawford stepped in, a fighter with the same mindset, but shaped for a different time. Crawford was not running after attention, he was focused on becoming an all-time great, and when he defeated Canelo Alvarez, the whole game shifted. He was no longer just another title holder, he became the main name in boxing, the one many believe could have even challenged a prime Floyd and possibly won.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Just think about it. Canelo faced both fighters at their best. Floyd clearly outclassed a young Canelo, no debate. But in 2024, when Crawford stepped in with him, there was no real contest. Bud did more than win. He took full control. He made the naturally bigger fighter look average.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought again.
After the match, when reporters questioned Canelo about who was the superior boxer between Mayweather and Crawford, he did not pause for a second. He clearly stated that Crawford is the better fighter.
And lastly, for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Comment sent shockwaves through boxing. It was not just praise, it felt like a direct hit to Mayweather legacy. If the same fighter who helped shape Floyd legend now says Crawford was the harder challenge, then it shifts the whole conversation.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had it.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
But his career. Are you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But, I mean, don't you? I
Want to
mean,
make himself look like he did something great.
Floyd built his whole career on being flawless, no defeats, no clear weaknesses, and no real rivals, yet all of a sudden fans began asking questions: could Crawford truly defeat Mayweather? Could he be the one man strong enough to challenge the greatest ever?
Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
That was the point where Floyd's attitude shifted. He began sending signals, at first quiet, then more direct in interviews. He would say, "I still have it, and if I choose to return, I can." At the beginning, fans saw it as classic Floyd talk, but then came the news that stunned the sport. Floyd Mayweather was discussing a true professional comeback, not a simple exhibition, but an actual fight.
Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
And the name that kept being mentioned was Terence Crawford. Floyd wanted to make a statement. He aimed to show everyone that no matter what Crawford achieves, no matter how many titles he collects or which opponents he defeats, he will never be Money Mayweather.
It's wild because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to people.
But before even considering a fight with Crawford, Floyd had another opponent in mind, Mike Tyson. The two icons are set to meet in an exhibition bout next April.
If you could have fought any fighter, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
I love it. Why?
Huh?
You want to knock him out?
Well, I would love for him. I wish he was my weight.
All right, interesting answer.
He's very delusional. He can't listen. If he was anywhere near that realm of great knowledge, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself. He can't take his kid to school by himself. And he's talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
That fight is not about titles or stats, it's about pride. Tyson has openly said he doesn't respect Mayweather. He believes Floyd is too arrogant and never faced true danger, and Tyson has vowed to show the world the truth about him.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see that.
But honestly, this Floyd versus Mike Tyson matchup is already causing a stir in the boxing world. Fans are calling it a circus, claiming it's not a real fight, but just another way to make money.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the f is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
Critics say a 61-year-old Mike Tyson has no business getting back in the ring, especially against Floyd, who is still quick, alert, and in shape. And they have a point. It's definitely a controversial matchup.
It's just shit, isn't it? I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, I hate, in a way, and I know people go, "Oh, you can talk, you fuck." I just hate some things that are happening in boxing. Like, I don't mind if some, like even Jake Paul. I don't mind Jake Paul. I think he's a young guy who's taking boxing seriously. I think he's improving. I think he's doing training camps. But why would you want? How old's Mayweather? 50? You got a what?
Maybe a little bit.
How old's Floyd Mayweather?
48.
You lot don't even know. You're supposed to be boxing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but all right, 48, 49, whatever. I was going to say that's old. He's 2 years older than me. Right. What I'm saying is, who wants to watch a 48, 49-year-old Floyd Mayweather fight a 60-year-old Mike Tyson? It's just bullshit. Like, and as much as I love money, I just wouldn't do that. Because I actually, whether you believe me or Pete, you believe me, I love boxing too much. I think it's disgusting. It's just so shit. Like, who wants to watch that? Yet people will watch it, so I understand. But it's just like, I just find it naff.
Jake Paul faced heavy criticism when he fought Tyson, and now Floyd is about to face the same backlash. But here's the twist: if Floyd beats Tyson the way most predict, he could change the story. That victory could be his redemption, a way to show he still has it, and maybe even build momentum for the long-awaited fight with Terence Crawford.
Like that fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
The fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're going to have fun, we're going to throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event.
And that's why Floyd's recent outburst hit so hard when he went live and said, "I'm still better." You could feel the tension behind it. It wasn't just confidence, it was frustration. He was watching the sport move forward without him seeing Crawford take over as the new face for a man whose whole identity was being untouchable. That's a nightmare, but the facts are clear. Crawford's record speaks volumes. He's undefeated, undisputed in 2 divisions, and has faced the best fighters out there. Not only has he beaten them, he has dominated them. He's one of the rare fighters who can switch stances mid-round and make it look easy.
Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man.
Even Floyd has admitted that Crawford's style mirrors his own, the patience, the adaptability, the way he reads opponents perfectly. But the key difference is Floyd never had that killer instinct Crawford does. He doesn't just win, he overwhelms and dominates.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now fans are asking if Crawford is really the next step in Floyd Mayweather's evolution. For Floyd, that question feels like an insult, because in his eyes there's no evolution, there's only imitation. He said, "These fighters learn from me, everything they do comes from watching me, so how could they ever be better?"
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in this fight between Terence and Floyd, and I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terrence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in that
The
sense
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer, right?
Yeah,
You got to.
There's an OG you can't outfigure out somewhere, and I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't outfigure out.
But this is where Floyd misses the point. Crawford isn't trying to be Mayweather. He isn't after Floyd's fame or fortune. He's after something bigger. He's chasing legacy. He's fighting for history, not for headlines. And that's what sets them apart. Floyd always went for the money.
Crazy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game. I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million, but I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100 million?
Meanwhile, Floyd is dealing with a challenge he's never faced before: irrelevance. The media attention that once followed him everywhere is now shared with fighters like Crawford, Gervonta Davis, and even Jake Paul.
You fought both Canelo and Mayweather. You fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather.
I was very impressed with Canelo at 21, but Mayweather was still technically more sound. I think Crawford is better. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. But Mayweather is definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
So when Floyd said, "I'm still better," it wasn't just for Crawford. It was a message to everyone, to the fans, to the media, to the new generation trying to move on. He wants the world to know he's still here.
Talking of Crawford, do you think he's better than Mayweather after his win over Canelo Alvarez?
No, I don't think nobody is better than Mayweather. No. So,
what do you think he needs to do to eclipse the likes of the greats in Mayweather, Ali? Do you think it's possible?
I'm not saying he is a great fighter. He's great in his own right. But to ask me, is he better than Mayweather? I don't think no one is better than Floyd Mayweather. No one. If we talking about fast process, if we talking about speed, if we talking about punch accuracy, if we talking about punch selection, if we talking about poisonous, God forbid we talking about defense. There's not too many that come close. They can't even carry his jockstrap. Floyd Mayweather's on another level, and we shouldn't forget that since we haven't seen him in the ring in some time.
And honestly, he's not entirely wrong. Floyd Mayweather will always be one of the smartest fighters in boxing. His ring IQ is unmatched. His defense, footwork, and control are on a different level. He didn't need knockout power to win. He beat opponents mentally before throwing a punch. This fight, if it happens, will mean very different things for both men. For Floyd, there's little to lose. If he beats Crawford, he becomes legendary, the man who returned at 50 and defeated the pound-for-pound king. If he loses, people will just say he was too old. For Crawford, the stakes are much higher. If he wins, critics may claim he only beat a retired legend. But if he loses, it could undo everything he's accomplished. That's why this matchup is so compelling. It's not just about punches or belts. It's about pride, about eras, about one man defending his legacy while another fights to take it.
Where does he rank now, all time? Ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world of boxing. Every generation, from Floyd's generation to this generation, didn't get to see the come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So
here's the irony: no matter what happens next, Floyd's legacy is already secure, and so is Crawford's. And maybe, just maybe, they're both right in their own way. Floyd may have been the greatest ever, but right now Terence Crawford is the best in the world.
Before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our future uploads. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll see you in the next video.